guys, it's Kieran. Welcome back to my channel. So around like a month, if not 2 months ago, I said that I was supposed to be starting work in hospital soon, and I didn't particularly know how long soon would be, but I was staying around in Cardiff just waiting to hear from the uni to see if I was needed anywhere, because the whole reason I signed up was because the whole COVID thing blew way out of proportion and the NHS needed extra helping hands. So I finally heard back and I finally got myself a job, and that started last week. And since I had absolutely no clue what to expect or what I was even supposed to be doing, I decided not to film it, but I'm going into my second week today and I figured it would be fun to film just to see what it's like to work in a hospital during a pandemic. So I hope you enjoy it, but basically me and one other medical student are working in the mental health unit in Landock Hospital, which is just one of the hospitals in Cardiff. We're specifically working with the React team. The purpose of this team is basically to respond to a crisis within mental health. So they get calls basically every day from specific people that are over 65, and they're usually in some kind of crisis or emergency, whether that's depressed patients who are having suicidal thoughts or planning on committing suicide, dementia patients who are severely agitated at the moment. And there have also been a lot of patients who have been really affected by the lockdown and being socially isolated, and they're experiencing increased anxiety and lower mood. So the React team basically respond to a call from either the patient or the patient's family, because they're obviously worried about their loved one, and we go to their house, obviously in full PPE, and we sit 2 meters away from them within their house or in their garden, whichever they're most comfortable with, and we basically talk to them. If it's the first time we're meeting this patient, then there's a full mental state assessment, and if it's, a second, third, fourth time we're seeing them, then it's usually just a chat. From what I've gathered in the last week or so, the React team basically signpost the patient as to where is best next to go. So if the patient is getting better, they can be discharged from the React team and go back to the GP for regular checkups. If the patient is getting worse, the React team can signpost them to admission into hospital, because sometimes the patient is extremely depressed, having suicidal thoughts, a plan to commit suicide, no protective factors, nothing really stopping them from committing suicide. So the safest thing to do is to admit them into hospital so that they have the right support, and also they can get the right medication if they need it. So sometimes that is the only option for a patient, is to be admitted into hospital, which I saw that happen last week, and it was really sad because the patient knew it was what was best for her, but she also didn't want to leave her husband behind. It was really sad to watch. But I got an update on her today and she's doing so much better. She's on medication that's really helping her. She's feeling a lot less sad and a lot less anxious as well. So in the end, it was the best thing to do for her, and now we're going to continue to monitor her. Another example is the React team can signpost the patient onto the community mental health team if that's what they need. If they need a little bit more support with their mental health, then that's where they can go. Or if it's an issue with environment, like the patient is living in a dump, is unable to clean and cook for themselves, then the React team can sort out something for that. So somebody can go over and clean the house, help to bathe the patient if they need help, if their mobility is limited, or if they're not getting help from their family, stuff like that. So it has been extremely tough. Like, it's hard sometimes seeing patients that are so low and so depressed or just so helpless. And I think I'd already realised that everybody's mental health is kind of suffering in this social isolation, because human beings are social creatures. We need other people to thrive and survive, and I didn't really think about how it would affect the elderly, but I've met a lot of patients that are missing seeing their friends and having like book clubs and sports clubs. They're not being as active, they're getting very down, and it's really interesting to see, and also, like I said, quite difficult because it can be quite sad sometimes. But I thought it would be interesting to share a bit about that. So I've been put down to help out 20 hours a week, and I discussed it with the React team, and they're happy for me to do 9 till 5 Monday and Tuesday and 9 till 1 on Wednesday, which is really nice for me because then the first half of my week is quite hectic, busy, definitely draining, and then the second half I can chill out a little bit more and also get some uni work done. So I think I found quite a nice balance, and so far I'm really enjoying it. Last week we basically just shadowed the nurses and social workers when they went on home visits, but they did say once we're comfortable and we kind of know the ropes, they'll give us a little bit more independence and a few more responsibilities, which I'm really excited about. I'm hoping they're going to let us do some examinations and assessments and, like, you know, some skills like taking blood if need be and all that kind of stuff, so it's very exciting. So for my outfit, I've realised that everybody in the office dresses so casually. Like, some people turn up in jeans, so I've gone for a kind of smart casual vibe. Both my top and my trousers are from New Look, and then I'm just wearing some Adidas sneakers because there is a lot of walking involved in this job and I just want to be comfortable. And then on my lanyard I have this really cute little heart badge that Harry got me. It's literally the most thoughtful gift ever. I love it so much. And then in terms of what I bring to work, I'm usually carrying my lunchbox, which is from Sainsbury's, but since I have no food in the fridge at the moment, I'm not going to be making my own lunch. I think I'm just going to go to the cafeteria in the hospital and grab something there. And then I'm also wearing this bag, which is actually from Amazon, and it's holding all of the essentials that I need in the workday. In the very front pocket, I just keep the essentials. So I've got hand sanitizer, lip balm, and chewing gum. And then in the next pocket, this is where I keep all of my PPE. So for each patient we see, we have to wear an apron, mask, and a pair of gloves. And then for every new patient we see, we have to change our PPE. So if I'm going to see 3 patients in a row, as in going to one house, one after the other, I have to change my PPE in between seeing each patient, just so I stay clean, and obviously I don't want to spread anything from one patient to another. So if I'm seeing 3 patients in a day, I have to have 3 sets of PPE. And I made the mistake on my first day of not taking a bag, and I had to stuff 3 sets of PPE into my pockets, and it just looked ridiculous. So this bag is a lifesaver. In the next pocket, I just keep a couple of pens because you never know when you're going to need them. And then in the main pocket, this bag holds a surprising amount, to be honest, but in the main pocket I keep a notebook because I like to write notes on the patients I'm seeing just so that I can remember their case and not miss anything. I also keep the book I'm currently reading in here just because sometimes this job can be a little bit boring. Like, unless we're seeing patients, there's not a lot I can do to help out, so it's always handy to have a book when there's nothing else to do. And then the last couple things in here are just my wallet, just in case I need money or to buy something, and also my water bottle because there's no way I'm going without water all day. And then in the back pocket of the bag, I keep all of my kind of most important essentials. So I've got my phone, I've got my phone charger, just because I have to drive a lot to get to patients' houses and sometimes I don't know the directions, and Google Maps really drains the battery, so that is essential. And then I've just got my keys. So that is everything that I carry around with me on a day-to-day basis. It's everything I need, and it's in a very nice, small, compact bag that goes with everything. So it's gonna take me about 20 minutes to get there in the car, and I don't wanna be late, so I'm gonna head off now. So it's just about 4:30 and they let me go early because there wasn't really anything left for me to do. And since my drive home goes right past Asda, I've just stopped in because I've got literally no groceries in the fridge, and I think I've mentioned it before, but I am moving house at the end of this week, so I just need enough food to get me through without having to waste any of it or throw it all away at the end of the week. So I'm just gonna go in and get some of the essentials and probably fill up my petrol while I'm here because there's lots of driving with the job that I'm doing at the moment and I need to fill up my car. So that's the plan, and then I'm gonna go home and eat dinner because I'm so hungry. Okay, so here is my very minimal grocery haul. So I got some gluten-free bread because I've got some salad bits and some cheese in the fridge, so I figured I could just make sandwiches for lunch this week. Also got some gluten-free tortillas, and then I've completely run out of fruit, so I just got some mango, strawberries and cherries. For snacks, I really just like having cheese and crackers, and like I said, I've got some cheese. I've also got some Philadelphia, so I got some crackers to have with that. And then I just got a pack of these J2O spritz drinks because I've been feeling like something fizzy, but I don't want to load up on Diet Coke, so I just got these. I figured they would be really nice in the summer actually, just as like a nice cooling refreshing drink. And then the last thing I got is super random, but it's just this box of revision cards that comes with like little index tabs. I just thought it'd be really helpful for when I actually start revising again. So that is everything that I got. Tuesday 8:30 and I'm headed to work. I've literally been so tired in the last few days. I think it's such a shock to the system having to get up and be somewhere for 9 AM, but I really have no idea what I'm in store for today. I'm hoping to see a patient that I actually met last week. I think I mentioned it earlier or yesterday or something, but I met a patient who was really depressed and severely at risk of hurting herself, so we ended up admitting her to hospital, and it turns out that she was discharged over the weekend because they started her on a new antidepressant and it was really working for her. So I'm hoping to see her today and to see how she's progressed and if she's feeling better and all that kind of stuff. She was a really sweet old lady and I just felt really bad for her because she was just not in a good place. So it would be nice to see the progression from severely depressed and suicidal to, you know, feeling a little bit better. So I'm hoping to do that today, but other than that, I have no idea what's going to happen, but I'm going to head off now because yesterday there was way more traffic than I was expecting and I don't want to be late. I never make promises, 'cause I don't keep them. Okay, so I just had one house visit to a patient who's been increasingly agitated and aggressive over the past like 3 or 4 days, and she's claiming that her son is hitting her and stuff like that. She's a little bit delusional in the scientific sense of the word, not in a rude way. So we went to see her and then we went back to the office and there was literally nothing for me to do. So they sent me home and I haven't even had lunch yet. So I think what I'm going to do is just change into something more comfortable, take a break for like an hour or so, eat some lunch and then get on with some work. And then this afternoon I'm going to see if Harry wants to go somewhere because it's really nice outside. So I'm thinking we could go for a walk or we could go to Cardiff Bay, something like that, but that's the update for now. Okay, so it's been a while since my last update. I ended up falling asleep for like 2 hours because I was just so friggin' tired, and now it's like 4 PM. I've done some work and showered up and gotten ready, so I'm just wearing this cute little yellow summer dress from ASOS, and then this bag was a gift from my sister, so I don't know where it's from. But Harry and I are going to go take advantage of the incredible weather outside and drive over to Cardiff Bay because they've lifted the restrictions in Wales now, so we can go anywhere that is in a 5-mile radius. So yeah, I'm excited about that because it's so lovely outside, and I find that because I've been working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I don't really get to do anything other than work on those days because I'm usually so tired. So it should be nice to just get outside and enjoy the sun. 'Cause I don't keep
title. Am I gonna be safe in getting through tomorrow? When I throw me down, you can lead me to the side. You still raising me up.
It's supposed to be absolutely boiling today, so for my outfit I decided to wear something a little bit more casual and something I know I won't get too hot in. So both my top and trousers are from New Look, and then I'm just wearing the same Adidas sneakers. Okay, so I just arrived at the hospital and I'm like 10 minutes early, so I think I'm gonna go to the cafe and grab a coffee because I am so tired.
She guides me.
Okay, so I'm on my way to my first home visit of the day. I'm going to see a lady who's already attempted suicide a few times in the past. So she's quite high risk and she's dealing with a lot of anxiety at the moment. So I'm going with a nurse to give her her medication for the day because the team have been visiting her daily to kind of help eliminate the risk of another suicide attempt by overdose. So we've been giving her her medication every day and then kind of checking in to see how she is. So I'm on my way to see her now, but she was admitted to the hospital like a week or two ago, and on discharge she was tested positive for COVID. So I have to go in my full PPE and I just know I'm going to be absolutely boiling and look ridiculous, but that's all part of the experience, I guess. So I'm gonna head off now because she's expecting us in the next like 10-15 minutes, and I'll update you about how she is later.
The treat starts with the trachea, divides into the main bronchi, destruction of the alveolar wall, therefore creating much larger air spaces, which obviously have a significantly reduced surface area. Cadaveric dissection, highlighting the chest into the lungs where the blood is oxygenated, returns to the left side of the heart. The injured is the right ventricle.
Okay, right now it is like 5:30. I got home a solid few hours ago. I ended up having to leave work at like 12ish because I signed up for a webinar type thing this afternoon. So that was running from 1 till 5 and it was all about cardiothoracic surgery. They ran through the anatomy and physiology of the heart and lungs, and then they had talks from different like F1s, F2s, trainees and also cardiothoracic surgeons all about how to get into surgery and what it's like being a cardiothoracic surgeon and all that kind of stuff. And to be honest, I actually really enjoyed it because I'm really interested in cardiothoracic surgery, so it's definitely motivated me to kind of get my shit together and do a little bit more research into things I can be doing now that are going to help me get into the program later on in the future. But yeah, I just thought I would update you on that before I end off the vlog because I realise I haven't said anything in ages. But today at work I only saw one patient and she was fine. I think I explained that she had had a risk of overdose, but we spoke to her today and her anxiety levels are much lower and she seems very comfortable, and I think she's lost a bit of confidence in herself when it comes to kind of going outside and things like that, because ever since her positive test for COVID she's been a bit worried, even though she has been self-isolating for over 7 days and she doesn't have any symptoms. So we reassured her that it would be okay for her to kind of dip her toe back in the water, go back into her garden maybe, or even just outside for a walk. So she's going to try that, and maybe next week I'll get an update on her. But she was really chill, like it was a really nice chat. She seemed really happy. It was a big difference compared to what I've heard about her from like last week and stuff. So that's really nice to see. When you see patients that are actually making progress, it makes it a lot more rewarding than just going and seeing the patients that are suffering and that are making you a little bit sad inside. So it is definitely nice to see when they are making progress. Now I'm probably just going to spend the rest of the evening doing some work because I'm feeling really motivated to just get on with some stuff and get some shit done. So I think I'm going to end off the vlog here because that is technically the end of my work week, and tomorrow I'm going to start packing all my stuff up because I am moving house this week. So I'm going to start my moving vlogs, and if you're interested in that then definitely subscribe because those will be up next week. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, like I said, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!